Now that we have the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 out, I feel like it's a good time to make the follow-up video about the accessories I tried for it. Good thing is, if you have the Osmo Pocket 3 or planning to buy the Osmo Pocket 4, it doesn't really matter because the physical dimensions are almost exactly the same between the two this time around. As I've said, this is the follow-up video, so if you're looking for must-haves and budget-friendly solutions, I suggest you watch the first video here, because this one is going to be a bit different. In this one, I wanted to explore more options, especially about the filters. Keep in mind, all of these are relatively inexpensive, and they add some quality of life updates to your Osmo Pocket, but the cost may quickly pile up if you're gonna choose them recklessly. So this is where I step in. I'm gonna check them out for you, and you're gonna decide for yourself whether it's worth it or not. So let me start with the most interesting one and go down from there. Before I talked about battery handles, or battery grips, whatever you want to call them. And there's nothing wrong with them. They're really good if you get them with the Creator combo. But if you're buying a standalone version, or in this case, if you bought the Osmo Pocket 4, and it doesn't matter if it's a Creator combo or standalone, this time they don't include the battery handle. So might as well consider some other options available. And for me, the main concern was always that I cannot use the original battery handle to charge some other devices. I can only charge the Pocket 4 and Pocket 3. Luckily, that is compatible. But if I want to charge, for example, my mic or my smartphone, it's a power bank, right? So might as well have that functionality added in. There are plenty of options available. Some of them have like built-in tripod and some other extra stuff. But in this particular case, I wanted to keep it budget-friendly and also stick with one brand for this video because I wanted to stack the filters between them. We're going to talk about that later, but might as well save on shipping this way. So with this battery handle, I can charge Osmo Pocket 3, Osmo Pocket 4, or my iPhone, for example. And I feel like this is the better option than buying the original grip because it's cheaper, it has more functionality, and the capacity is bigger. Sold. Next up, wide-angle adapter. I already touched on this topic in a previous video, so this is just one more option from the third-party brand, not from the DJI. This is for those situations when you just cannot step back, or for some reason you want to make your face a bit slimmer due to perspective distortion. One issue I had with these, both DJI and this Telessin one, is that I cannot stack wide-angle adapter and the VND filter, which we're going to talk about later. Would be nice to have that option, but it is what it is. So just keep that in mind when you're choosing something like that. Next up, VND filter, or variable neutral density filter. And just like with the Osmo Pocket 3 in the previous video, this is considered an essential for Osmo Pocket 4, because with this new camera, we still have a fixed aperture on this lens built in. So in order to achieve the right motion blur in camera, we still need some kind of exposure control. And in this case, VND does that for us. Whether you want to go with 2-in-1 solution from the first video or the separate ones from here, it's up to you. But it's good to have options, especially considering that many third-party brands are stepping in, so the prices are getting lower and lower. All of these filters have hydrophobic coating, so basically they're easy to clean. And also raised edges, so they're easier to remove from the camera. Next up, we're going into specialty category. And what I mean by that is that these next filters resolve specific tasks or issues you may encounter while filming. So they're definitely not essential for everyone. You will know if you need one or not. Starting with the CPL filter, which stands for Circular Polarizer. In simple words, it's made to minimize glare in your shots and boost the color saturation in some cases. You'll definitely know if you need it. Here's a quick demonstration so you get the general idea what it means. Sometimes it also helps to reduce highlights on the oily skin, so here's that information, do with it what you will. Next up, black diffusion filter, and this is 1/4 strength, which is, I would say, the sweet spot for the black diffusion filters. If 1/4 is too much for you, then choose 1/8 and so on. My opinion could be a bit controversial on this topic, but I feel like these type of filters are really good for somebody who shoots in auto mode a lot, because they take away that over-sharpened digital look, if you will. Since the last video I made about the 2-in-1, which is VND plus diffusion filter, I kind of changed my mind a little bit. I've grown a bit tired of seeing this effect everywhere, so I find myself swapping the 2-in-1 filter to 2 separate ones and add diffusion when I feel like it. But in general, it's good for pretty much anything, portrait, landscape, or just general use, as long as you like the look. Next up, cool rose filter. I honestly didn't know what to expect from this one, but hey, I try it, so it's easier for you to decide. So let's take a look. I put this filter in a specialty category because it's essentially a tone or temperature control filter, which arguably can be controlled with the white balance on your camera or in post. But also from my testing, it gives a bit of a softening effect. So I think it's good for the skin if you're shooting a bunch of vlogs or portraits or something similar. Main takeaway, I feel like it's better to be used in a regular color mode and not in D-Log, because you can honestly do all of this in post. But for somebody who's on the go or don't want to spend too much time post-processing the video, I feel like this could be a viable option. Next up, star filter. And this is definitely a specialty. It gives this cool star effect when you point it to the light sources, which on a real lens can be achieved with aperture control. But as you remember, we don't have any aperture control on Osmo Pocket 3 or Osmo Pocket 4, maybe in the future though. So this filter might be useful for those situations, if you like the look. Also, it's really cheap. You may find it for $8 or less during the promotions. And the last filter that I picked up is called LPF, which stands for Light Pollution Filter. Pretty self-explanatory, right? What it essentially does is clears the haze for deeper skies and cleaner stars. So if you're somebody who's shooting time lapses at night, for example, this might be useful. But as I said before, this is a specialty filter. So if you need it, you'll know it. Also, these filters are usually not that expensive. And last accessory I want to talk about today, but definitely not least, because you gotta store this stuff somewhere, right? It comes last because there are plenty of bags and storage solutions available, which I'm sure you're aware of. This bag has soft lining on the inside, a bunch of smaller compartments as well, for smaller items like those filters that I just showed you, or something similar, because it can easily be converted to the camera cube, or anything else cube, if you will, to be stored in a bigger bag or a backpack. It comes with nice shoulder strap, also has a splash-resistant zipper and a handle on top, and skin-safe PVC-free exterior, that's what they call it. I believe this is like a silicone leather, if you will. So far, no scratches on it, but we'll see how it's gonna fare in the long run. And that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. Definitely watch the first one if you still cannot decide which accessories you need to have a bigger picture about everything. And thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.